does have quite a few good stuff and that on there, so check that website out as well.
I pick up fun stuff now and then at Turbo Squid, like the snowman I had last Christmas, and never could get the gingerbread man rigged. But Turbo Squid's fun, but again, you've got to take a look at those polys. You've got to keep it under, 5,000, 3,000 and under.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah, another thing with like rigging, like custom avatars, like say, like Cindy's gingerbread man, it might be the fact because it has no elbow joints, or if the arms and legs are covered, you're going to have a bit of a time trying to auto rig it.
I can move now.
Try to stick to avatars that are in a T pose.
Yeah,
that would be your best bet to start off.
And also you can't do any quadrupedal avatars, only bipedal.
Someday though, soon.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah.
Unless you're a floating shark and you can get away with it.
Oh, the shark, yeah, of course, and a very disorientated dragon that we had at the birthday meetup.
Fucking Master Chief.
Anniversary party, that was cool.
It's Master Chief.
You were mentioning VR names, resource for putting together avatars, so that's part of the VRCHAT forums, or where that's posted at. So can't express enough to go to the VRCHAT forums. There's a button on the main menu, and get involved in there. Ask some questions. Cool. That's really the appropriate spot. You won't see a ton of traffic at the moment, but the more of us that go there and ask questions, there's definitely a bunch of people waiting to respond. Cool. So what are other? So I heard of this Fuse program that you can use to get avatars. Does anybody use that? Want to know about it?
Yeah, I have Fuse, and I have an all-access pass to Mixamo. You wouldn't know it since I've been in the same avatar for 6 months, but yeah, it's interesting. It uses Substance for materials, and there's workflow for you to bring in other textures. I'd like to. I guess the reason why I don't use Mixamo all that much because the faces and makeup are hideous.
Hey, Ray of
they
Minneapolis.
look terrible in lighting, so I'm learning the pipeline of making a prettier face for the ladies and a nicer face for the guys, so that I can just start cranking out avatars out.
I would love to play Halo in
they gave
VR.
us. I had asked
Please,
for firefighter, police,
somebody
and
watch
military
this
uniforms,
and
now
hear
those
my
are all
cries.
in there.
Make Halo
Where I had
in
to
VR.
wrap those myself.
That would be so fun for me.
Cool.
Alright, it's really hard to walk
What other resources
straight.
do we have for avatars?
K-Dog,
VRCHAT
Atari
has
Historian.
a development called UAvatar, but it's too early to really describe it. So, and I don't think he's available to describe it himself.
I believe you. Holotape, yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Or from that.
Or Taz,
that
if you want to chime in about
game,
that,
aren't
that'd
you?
be cool.
Wonder if they see me
Not sure if
jumping
you have the
around here.
mic.
Well, I'm here. There isn't a lot to it yet, but it's basically the concept of a standard.
I guess I'm in school right now, and these people are telling me about stuff.
Your avatars.
They can't hear me right now, not unless I hold down Control or V.
Other games or areas that want to support the same ability to
Gunter,
let
my
you bring
gosh,
in your
Gunter.
favorite avatars.
That sounds excellent.
Gunter, my gosh.
To hear more about that. So yeah, how about either expand on any of this or talk about some other good resources maybe for textures
they see
or
me
jumping
around.
How easy is it to create something in Unity?
Violet's sitting over there by Master
How much
Chief.
would you need to really
look,
could you get something
it's the
going in a
robot.
week? Could you get
It's
a
the
room
robot
created
from
in
Mazer
VRChat
Quest.
in a week? Being a newbie.
I would say 1 week of doing some tutorials and messing around, and then when you get to where you can do the terrain engine
You're
or
from
build
Unity,
a room,
aren't you?
the amazing thing
guy.
is that it takes
from
minutes
Unity,
to
aren't
connect
ya?
it to VRChat. That is just
Yep.
the best thing I like about it, besides the robust voice and the avatar workflow.
Tom, I think you
the
were
built-in
chiming in.
with the built-in avatar, with the built-in avatar thing, it makes it so much easier than working in other Unity projects that aren't VRChat. You have to deal with all your animations, and it's so nice that Graham and Jesse have set it up so that you could just bring anything in a T-pose.
Yeah, that's what I love about VRChat is all the custom avatars. It really brings out our personality, and I just think it matters so much in the social VR space. What about you, Tom? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I was agreeing with Cindy. Yeah, I definitely would say for the future of VR, having your own avatar is going to be extremely important. It kind of reflects who you are, kind of like real life. You have your own body, you know, if you want to have a look that reflects who you are, you know.
Question.
So
And I don't want to be
VR
rude.
is kind of the same since it's kind of one-to-one personable thing.
To be rude in virtual
I definitely
reality.
agree.
I want to wait for my spot. I don't even know if this is
Yeah,
live.
Is it not cool when you're talking to Jesse
This would be weird if it
straight
was
on
recorded.
how real he looks
Yeah.
with his scanned avatar? It's just wow. But then again,
Definitely.
he's stuck with the same shirt forever.
Right.
Excuse me, can I
I'm sure
please
you could
interrupt?
rig
Can
something
you guys
up.
hear me?
Yeah, hey, Gus.
Okay, hey,
You're
I apologize, I don't have a name yet. I just joined VRChat. I'm filming a little YouTube video, actually, and I was wondering, I just kind of heard you guys talking about Unity. If we create a Unity project, we can add that to VRChat and then play that with the avatars that we create?
Correct.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing, because I have a lot of developers that'll just need to use this right away.
Oh, excellent.
Well, there's some limitations to the scripting, but yes, you can bring an environment on. And I thought it would be great for game titles to just put a scene in VRChat so people can walk around their scene and then they could advertise their game.
Oh,
They could just put a level in there, yeah.
Absolutely, that would be just an amazing transformation from what we're already doing here. So yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to hear that. Sorry, I just wanted to jump in there and ask that question.
No, I'm glad you did. What's your name?
It's Caleb. I'm over here in Springfield, Missouri, but I do reality check developments. I've made a little crappy game called Mazer Quest, and it was a fun little one to play around. But I've been playing with a lot of different things with some guys here, Pretty Neat Productions, and some other guys in Springfield. So anyhow,
welcome.
Right on.
Thank
you.
Welcome. Appreciate it.
Hey, if you want to set your name, you can use the little terminal chat window when you hit escape, top right, show, and you can type /SN for set name, and give yourself a space and a name. Glad you found us. I really like that we have that VRChat monitor application, that system tray application that lets us know when people come on to VR.
Oh, shit. I was a girl. I was a girl. Okay. I'm joining back up again.
People to play around with, or to take a look.
Did we lose our new guest? Did he?
Oh, I apologize.
So.
I found a way to get back.
Oh.
I was a woman before, but that was cool.
Yeah.
So you just go to vrchat.net and go to downloads, and while you're downloading, well, you already have, but apply for the SDK. Send that form in. Get that SDK, and you will just be so excited to realize that you can put your world into here and connect it in minutes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm very glad you guys can give me the feedback right up front. This is one of the coolest things, especially. I've been playing with a lot of VR demos, especially recording a lot lately, but to be able to jump in and interact with you guys while I'm recording something and talking to the mic, and I wasn't even sure if this was a live demo or recording, so I'm sitting there asking the question, and then I just kind of jumped in. I was like, all right, just to verify it. So, but yeah. No,
welcome to the forefront of VR.
Thank you, thank you. It seems like it's pretty easy up front to get involved. Like I said, I hadn't even looked at the menu before. First time I hit escape was when you mentioned that, so I'll have to definitely take a look and jump around and see what you guys have already created and put in here.
Yeah, it makes putting content out there, low barrier to entry. So that's kind of big thing about VR chat. I'm glad you showed up for this episode because this is sort of the episode that we're really diving into Unity and creating your first stuff here for VR chat and that sort of topic.
Great. Well, I'll let you guys keep talking, and I'll just kind of sit over here by Master Chief.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
So I'm gonna look up or pull up a couple things on other assets like the day-night cycle. I think I have a video of that and something else. But what about other things besides textures and avatars? What are some cool things, some cool packages, some things that you can get from the asset store that will, brighten up, lighten up, animate, make your room cooler?
Okay.
There are plenty of packages.
I know I'm a nerd, but that was just...
but the one thing I've learned, and
I don't know why that made me nervous.
Literally blown everybody's mind away on, is the fact that.
And I know I'm a nerd and ask stupid questions, but seriously,
on the asset store,
I've never played a game
underestimate the free
or jumped into something and been able to just see things and talk to them like this. I know.
But that isn't the case with the asset.
You do it all the time in video games, but
store.
You feel like you're sitting there with them. You feel like you're like in Star Wars or.
And
the
textures, the textures and that. I share stuff with Tom, and he uses stuff that I give him, and so on. We're on the same team, so we share stuff. And some of the stuff that we use is completely and utterly free. So never say, "Oh, it's rubbish because it's free," because it's not. Far from it. It's probably some of the best stuff is free.
You could be often running with worlds and everything, which is free stuff, which a lot of people do. Yeah.
In actual fact, if you're completely terrified of doing your own room for the first time round, don't be too shy of uploading a demo scene that you get in some free asset packs, like the complete demo scene. I have uploaded demo scenes just to see what it looks like, just to get people's feedback, just to get a feel for the world around me so I know what I'm doing. Demo scenes are good to give you a first step into VR and get your feet into it.
Actually, practically everything I upload is a demo scene that I build on.
Well, there you go. But hey, demo scenes are good for beginners. They give you a feel for what's available and what's out there.
So when you say demo scene, that's something you can download from Unity? Like a already fleshed out place that has a whole bunch of stuff in it, right?
Yeah. It's basically a demo game where you jump into an environment and it's completely preset with all the settings for you. And you can just load up with VRCHAT SDK and you can put all the little things in there once you've gone through all the tutorials and everything, and just jump right in. I'm sure Cindy can say a bit more about that than I can.
Well, for instance, today I
Come
needed
on,
a
guys.
multi-purpose room, and I downloaded a gymnasium kit.
Come on, guys.
And it looked gorgeous, but it had too much stuff in it. I had to strip it out. Some of the windows you could fall out of. I had to put colliders there. All the banisters you could fall off of, so I had to put all the colliders there. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do that much to the original build except strip it down and put up colliders, and then build outdoors outside of the building after that.
I agree. I also want to say, as far as making rooms, you can also tweak things a lot. Some things you get may be very simple. Because of the settings, you can change them to whatever you like. And the other thing is, we kind of take for granted because we're in VR that, we're looking at this table and we're looking at each other, and it's kind of like real life. But someone who's first using Unity might not have a Rift, or maybe they've never really seen VR, so when they're making something, they're kind of seeing on a 2D screen, and it's kind of like, old school games without 3D, and then you make a room, and then you go inside of it, and suddenly you're actually there. So it's kind of a rush when you first get that feeling that you actually built something, and it's kind of physical, and that can inspire people to want to make things that, they've seen.
Right, like something that might look like, we've seen much better games or things put out there than just these assets that you might come across in the Unity store. It might seem like,
I'm sorry.
That's not really that compelling, maybe, or they think they shouldn't create content because of...
How am I the only one not, freaking out right here?
You gotta remember
Look
that
at him.
being in scale, things that are
just
to
sitting
scale,
there in chairs, and we're
architecture
just
that's to scale, or just any sort of just being in an environment so much more interesting than looking at it on a 2D screen, which is what we're learning here in VR. And just some of the most simple things I've been mesmerized at. And of course, you could take that simple stuff and just do whatever you want with it.
Well, I loaned my Rift out over a month ago, so the last probably 4 builds I've put up, I've not seen in VR yet. So when you guys walk into the gymnasium and say, this is awesome, it's like I just have to take your word for it because I'm not in VR right now.
Right, and the other thing for making your rooms is scaling. That's probably the most crucial thing of all. You could build a room and you don't get the scaling right, and it's really odd. It won't work. It really has to be scaled just right for our avatars, basically.
Yeah, it takes a while. What I do is I put 2 cubes out and stack them on top of each other for 2 meters. And I believe our avatars are 1.8, the males. Anybody
bouncing.
know? And it's based on, I guess, the construction worker guy. So I'll throw the construction worker guy out, and I'll slide him around the room to scale things. And then if I bring in stuff from other packages, now these chairs might be the wrong size from the building. So yeah, scaling is like a constant effort.
Yeah, definitely. I use the sample avatar. And
one quick thing, Ray of Minneapolis, you're bouncing around in your chair and it's due to a bug in the room. If you could stand up and then sit back down without, you're good to go. Thank you. Sorry, Kira.
That's all right. Like Cindy was saying, I completely agree. And Tom, scale is key with VR. And the main thing is to get like a sample avatar or something like that. And the thing I use to get the scale right is the ceiling and doors. Because once you got
a baseball cap
your
on,
walls and ceilings,
get over.
You kind of want the ceiling quite a bit above you, but not too much. And if you've got like a scene with doors in it, your avatar's the door's got to be just a tad bit bigger than your avatar, and that's how you get a good average size for a room.
Having been a contractor, yes, a door is usually about 6 foot high. A ceiling in a residential home is usually 8 foot high. So I do the same thing. I start with the door. I look at the building and I put the avatar there. And it's like, oh, door too big or door too small.
I'm joking. I have no idea. If it's if it's
what
6
about
foot,
some questions maybe honestly, from the audience?
Honestly, if it is 6 foot,
come here, hang out.
I'm 6 foot.
If we have avatar questions or building in VRCHAT or Unity, feel free to jump in here and ask.
I'm not gonna say anything though in case I'm wrong. It'd be too embarrassing. The whole room would laugh.
Yeah, as far as being able to find where we can do the custom avatars, how do I find
Lord
that?
Zone rapping over there. What's up, brother? I love how
okay, so that's part of the VRCHAT forums. Let me grab that and throw it up on the big screen.
That's hilarious to see
their faces.
What
other questions do we have while I pull that up?
I was just going to suggest if you're looking at scale, look at building codes that I actually use in real life. So when you're building stairs, then look at what the tread should be and all that sort of stuff. It helps immensely.
His mouth
stuff
moves.
To just be right for some reason that you can't kind of figure out. That's very useful.
Good idea.
I think I got it here. I'm not sure.
So the question about the custom avatar, that's in the SDK. So he would need to fill out the form for the SDK, and it'll get sent to the download will get sent to his email, and the directions are in there.
Oh, come on.
Or did he want to create a custom avatar? Did he want to just hook one up or create one?
Who? Yeah, who are you talking to? Everyone's looking around.
This was in the VRCHAT forums?
Yeah, that's on the VRCHAT forums.
Yes.
There is another documentation that's in the SDK file, in the SDK package once you get it.
I like this part of it. they're talking about things, and as they talk
Is that the one
about
that
things
still
and
has the
discuss
extra steps you
options,
don't need?
they can just
That's
bring
the
it
one.
up on their little board there.
The bone
And what's
in the
really
neck,
cool
you
is
don't-
they could
you
have as
don't
many
need that.
screens as
It's
they
just
want.
pretty much
Realistically, they
just
could each have their own
the dot
screen.
to in front of the
And we
eye,
could each show each other things at the
and
same
you're good to go,
time.
as long as it's under two.
I mean,
2
think about
meters.
it. In what environment can you sit there and
And the avatar has to be centered.
work
in the
with
world.
people in a digital environment, create your own avatar, realistically have your own body, professional suit, business attire, whatever you need. You could have your own screens up, and you could then visually show people not only a movie, but you could then take them to where you want to take them to experience the things you want them to experience.
Question to the guests.
Sorry, I was muted again. Please.
You're all creating.
This is
worlds,
something
and I'm
really
just wondering,
simple
if you
and
have,
something so cool.
If it's just a hobby for
And
you, or if you have some intentions, a specific design in place for what you want your work to become. What does the future
let Deep
look
Rifter
like
talk.
for any of you in regards
It's revolutionary.
to world building?
Revolutionary.
Really great question.
I guess I'll go. I've been
Okay.
working in virtual worlds for 10 years now. I rent land, I conduct classes, I've done training simulators for companies, so I kind of would say it's my job. Even though we're in a startup right now, but that's what I do is online education using virtual worlds, online entertainment using virtual worlds, online training, health support, government, tech research. I've worked for NASA, doing support for large-scale conferences.
Everybody stop. She's working for NASA.
It's my job.
If only I knew how to sit down,
Now
I would,
VR,
and I'd sit down right
cutting
next
edge
to
of
you.
that.
That's where it's all going, and I'm so proud to be way ahead of all my peers.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
And Cindy, I know you did a lot in the Second Life scene. I don't know how early on you were in that, but I'm curious, having had experience building online worlds there, what kind of timeline do you see for VRCHAT and other social VR platforms that are in the beginning stages here? When do you predict this is all really going to start taking off?
It's all a matter of how fast people take to Unity. And the Second Life has a 10-year jump, but it's got a really easy toolbox, and they have scripts galore. It's a much higher learning curve here, but I have a feeling that Unity developers just have not discovered VRCHAT yet, and when they do, it's going to explode.
Here, here.
So you'll have to go through all these growing pains that we saw with virtual worlds. The monitoring, the unmonitored rooms, sexual harassment of the females, people wanting to do adult content. A lot of this stuff is going to come into play. It's coming, and but you have people like Ortaf and myself that have a lot of experience with this and how to prevent it and how to, and in all your other games you have the same thing. But yeah, we have to control how people can upload content because with our kids in the K through 12 sector, the teacher can't come in the room. The kids can't do anything in the room until the teacher comes in. They can't chat. They can't voice. They can only, at the worst, just run around and bump into each other like a mosh pit. But other than that, they can't harass or do anything in an unmoderated room without a teacher. And it was just amazing when I had read Ready Player One. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like my whole life. I worked at Atari in the early 80s, and it covers the whole game history thing, and then it spends 4 chapters on online education in 3D worlds, and it's like that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years.
Wow, thank you.
That's so rad.
I don't know why, but every time I see this guy
Online
talk,
education,
it's funny. It's because of the way he
It's
looks.
such a big deal, and I can't wait to
He's
learn
so
things
scary.
through VR.
He looks like something I would shoot in a game.
Well, the thing is,
but then he
most
just talks all
companies
friendly and
are
nice.
all doing like titles, like a lesson and a course. And there's another lesson and another course and a title, but nobody's doing campuses like we do. So we hope to be well established before Spielberg finishes Ready Player One, because the competition will bury us then if we don't have VR campus running pretty, robustly.
Okay.
And what about the rest of you? Go
now
ahead,
that you've
Crypto.
mentioned Ready Player One, the basement mentioned in Ready Player One is actually really inspirational. If you, since we have custom scripts now, it's actually quite possible to do the whole basement thing. That we could have arcade machines in VRCHAT, just loading scripts online even, so you don't have to change maps each time. Stuff like that is really possible now.
I got a quick
Well,
question.
we have been doing games inside games in Second Life for a long time, but we didn't have like playable screens like that we can do with Unity. Unity's so much more powerful.
Yeah, of course.
What about Tom? What about you turning? Are you just going to do this part time? Or are you planning on doing this more than just part time? Or we've talked about you taking a couple of your rooms,
I'm afraid Master Chief.
Heaven,
It's so
Hell,
hard to do
Digital
anything
Life,
with Master Chief in the
and
room.
having you package
Seriously?
those as Unity
The moment I walk in,
applications to throw up on the
and he
store.
doesn't even care.
What are your thoughts now that you're getting a lot of feedback from the community?
Nice, Jeff.
I would say definitely full time. Like, I really enjoy this. Like, it's not just a job for me, it's actually something I enjoy. I've always been one to be kind of an artist and kind of have a, spiritual aspect of things. I'm also kind of like an engineer too, so I can kind of combine all those things in VR. When I make worlds, I tend to push the boundaries and try to convey things that are unconveyable in the real life, because that's the advantage we have here in VR. We're not bound by the laws of physics necessarily. We're not bound by certain things. So I tend to want to remind people that although we are making virtual worlds like real life, we don't necessarily have to. And a lot of the concepts that runs our world, such as religion or politics or philosophy or even schooling, as Cindy said, can be easily conveyed here and shown to anyone. Because direct experience, I always say, direct experience is the best teacher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the richest medium, I would say, now, and allowing you to experience things. I mean, all kinds of engineering. You could explode engines in front of you, and somebody could guide you through what all the parts of, an automobile engine is, or all kinds of good stuff like that.
Or the human body.
Yeah, that'd be even better.
Right, and I could explain it for a very long time to someone, or I could just give them a virtual reality device and they just go, whoa, and they get it, So as far as like how far I'll take that, of course I'll go all the way. I'll put myself in wherever it needs to go. I believe that the entire world needs to see these things, not just a few of us. I think that's really important.
Unity also gives us the power to merge a lot of technologies. A lot of video post-production houses are now going to need a Unity developer on staff. With 360 Cinema, I mean, I can't wait to experiment with that. The only reason I'm not now is because it doesn't, it doesn't pay the bills. But 360 Cinema married in here would be really cool. I can't wait till we can start merging technologies like that in an MMO.
And can I second that, Cindy, real quick? I work at an audiovisual company, and we do a lot of big events, and they're always looking for ways to bring audiences from other places into their, into the events, and be able to have a virtual way somewhat for them to do that. And they always, kind of do it very badly. And I believe the future is doing it this way. And also merging technologies, I was going to ask, because I know I talk a lot to the Leap guys, are you going to be able to involve Leap motion into the demos that you're using also in these VR worlds with the scripts, or is that possible?
If Graham's listening, he could tell you more, but we have people using Razer and some people using Connect. I have a Leap, but it's not connected to this platform yet.
Right, I have a Razer.
It's in development.
So. Absolutely.
Yeah, Graham and Jesse have more information on that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Jesse and Graham are the developers, and Jesse is here but kind of not here. He's doing other things while he's sitting in, so I think right now, yeah, it's just Razer Hydra and Connect, which those still have plenty of work that needs to be done on them, but I'm sure Leap Motion is something else that would like to be supported, and for us getting our hands in here, it's so huge to be able to convey, all that body language that you get from your hands. When I was doing Virtually Incorrect, a previous VR show in Riff Max Theater, we had the hands there. We had the Razer Hydra, and It could be awkward at times, but it really did work. I'd point to people and just express myself, and especially the guests really could get into it. So sort of like puppeteering your avatar, you know, it's kind of fun for them and novel. So I hope to see that come about for sure.
Awesome.
It's really good for someone who's a speaker. You know, the speakers move their hands around, and but it's kind of comical to watch that when we had the what was it, Shanghai had a connect, and that was hilarious. I mean, sometimes it looked like he was like picking his bottom at some point, or his arm was wrapped around the back of his head, but it would just flip out and then be. But most of the time it was normal, and that's key, is to have the moving mouth and the moving hands for presenters when we're doing these large-scale 3D webinars.
I look forward to it for sure.
Yeah, I heard Reverend Kyle's latest
Come
podcast.
on, Master Chief, just do it. She's right there. Just do it.
Cam and
just
Andy
do it.
Sen.
Just do it.
Then they're creating something called Tribe VR. So it's another social VR application, but their goal and their mission is to create intimate social experiences, sort of one-on-one. And the developers have this desire.
Talking about intimate relationships, Master Chief,
long-distance relationships.
Come on, guys.
So they're looking to
Come
break that barrier down and help people communicate intimately. You know, watch a movie together. That, you know, spouses watch a movie together that are in long-distance situation, or you know, just that sort of thing. And so they're going to use Unreal Engine 4, and they're going to try to push the limits of making things look very realistic and high poly count. I guess maybe having things very small rooms and 2 people might make that a bit more doable.
I don't know how to sit.
But they were talking about, you know, the importance of nonverbal communications, of course, with hands and body, but you know, there's also a desire to have some sort of eye tracking, or you know, where your eyes can actually meet. I think that's going to be a big deal someday.
Eye tracking.
But I just thought it was very interesting. We're definitely seeing a number of social VR applications came in on the scene this year, and I'm just really excited that people are excited about this space. That this is sort of an experience that is kind of the antithesis of what people might you know, think of VR and it being non-social. I really see the social things panning out a lot, and I'm just really curious to see how it evolves over the next day and the kind of attendance we're going to have here in VRCHAT and these other applications. So what else do we have going on? So, well, to go back to the avatar thing real quick, I'm not sure where he went, but if you want to find out about the avatar, it's really easy to type VRCHAT, an avatar in Google, and the third one down is the link to that forum post. I think it's the third one.
Oh yeah, back to that.
Oh, I didn't post it up there. 1 second.
Speaking of avatars, I hope we can get to where we can, it's like there's just only one of me, and there's 100 million things I want to do, but I'd really like to bring, you know, our nightclub dancing over and get some more girls here. And
sure.
And we have a lot of live performers
Christina,
that are
you can play nightclub dancing.
Perform.
Yeah.
And what's holding us back is the lack of avatars and the lack of dancing animations. Now, I have the dancing animations. I just need someone to help me hook them up into, like, F keys or something. So it'd be like, you know, F4 for hip-hop, and, you know, and you'd have a different, or run a cycle so that everybody's not dancing the same at the same time. In Second Life, we have couples animations, which is really cool. I think we're a long way off from that, but I think with a station, we could probably pull that off. They would just be stationary. They would sit a station.
Right.
So once we get some entertainment stuff going in here, things will start picking up. Adventure and entertainment, because we're just learning how to do vehicles, and we're just learning how to do a lot of the various the rides and stuff.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see if we can get some people to really push animation, or actually bring more animation here. We've had a few people in the past have some really interesting animations to their avatar, but they may not still be active in the community, or, you know, a lot of that information just doesn't seem to have come down. I don't see a lot of animations, or, you know, pointing and simple things, you know, like that are really powerful. So hopefully there's somebody here that will invest time into that and can bring back that knowledge to our community and really expand that for us. Could you imagine if we're all able to clap or do other things around this set here? I think it'll really bring out the experience for people attending, but also for these sort of videos that we want to record for events that are happening here.
Yeah, because right now we have to jump up and down instead of like clap or wave. But yeah, I think AVR Name did one of the first tutorials in the forum. I just had not had the chance yet to sit down, and it had the custom animation tutorial. So I got to put that on my to-do list.
I kind of think that both the animation and the so-called mocap, or how the Vive has hands and you can move around. They're saying you can add different things to your body parts. It's like, if one person were doing animations and the next person is literally moving around physically, it's kind of, which one would people choose? Would they choose both, one or the other?
Well, VRCHAT and I were talking, I think we could pull off riding a horse with animation controller and, using just walk, but it actually animates the horse and we're riding it. Gunter, you're turning red, but we don't hear you.
Oh yeah, it should be red all the time. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I have it toggled on to be all the time. If it ever isn't red, then that's when I've pressed the V key to toggle it off. When I paste in links, Control V ends up pasting the link, but it also toggles my audio at the same time.
And then
so I just try to click it real fast.
Jeff jittering behind you, but he looks like he put his Oculus down on his desk. He's got the head to the side.
Hey Jeff, wake up.
Here, I want people to see this. We're at Gunter's Universe. GuntersUniverse.com. Gunter.
Well, a couple things on my list were to mention that there's a Boston VR meetup happening tomorrow in Boston, but also we're going to be meeting here in VRCHAT at 8:15 Eastern. So that's 6:15 Pacific, and some other time for other people. I'm not sure what room it's going to be in, but I think it'll be obvious by the one that's most populated. So that's really cool. Let's come out there tomorrow and support that.
Tomorrow evening?
Yeah, tomorrow evening. 8:15.
So that would be 8:15, so that's 6. I was invited to a Women in VR thing, but I'm not presenting, so I don't have to go.
Master Chief's looking at me!
San Francisco. I'd rather hang out with you guys.
Master Chief!
Cool.
Oh, Master Chief!
I wish
he looked
many
at
of us
me!
wished we were near San Francisco to attend things like that.
There's so much happening here.
Yeah. And Kirito, you have some rooms that you've created recently. Can you talk about those a little bit?
He looks so bored now. He's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
In the UK.
Are you kidding me?
Oh no, there you go.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Pretty
It's
late
like
there.
4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
He's on VR chat time, though. He's one of us.
I'm on Japan time. I've done about anything else, correctly. Yeah, I've created a room. Tom, actually, this is the first time Tom's ever asked me for anything like to put in a room. So I went out and tried to do it, and I was fortunate enough to
That's what I look like.
this item and put it in a room. And it, anybody who does gaming and knows Final Fantasy, it will be very close to their hearts, and there's a little bit of more stuff in there. I hope there's something in there for everybody. It was
I can
a
see
very
my
complex
hand.
program to learn that
I can
I've
see my
used for
hand.
this. It's a Japanese format, so it's a whole new learning curve, but the room is very big, very vast. It's got 8 worlds in it, in one whole world, and it's quite interesting. So yeah, that's one world. And then there's the other one for anime fans out there who want to like get into the anime world in VR. It's an anime town, and I'll put it together again with the Japanese format. And yeah, hopefully Cindy's seen that one, and so has Tom. And hopefully you guys can enjoy it as much as they have.
For sure. For sure,
Excellent. Can't wait to check it out after the show.
Kirito.
It's always a fun time. Yeah, I have a couple Unity things to show on the big screen. I think this script that you sent over is a Unity 5 lighting illumination.
Yeah, it's just a short comparison between the... Oh god, the sofa. What?
Oh gosh, are we all gonna watch a video together?
Well, I guess that's the local illumination.
Yeah, the volume takes me a moment to adjust that. So is this coming out? Okay?
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, wake up.
Yeah, see that global illumination, physically based shaders, these are things that Unreal has had and Unity definitely needs, and I'm glad to see it now.
Honestly, I am reminded of Unreal with that. When Tom showed me it, I'm definitely reminded of that.
That's rad. And I got that day-night cycle example that I'll pull up too.
Yeah, that'd be even better.
The background music for both of these is not so good. Yeah, so I started it a bit later. I'm not sure if that's... Yeah, grab the asset and plug it in and use it, right? Like, how hard would this be to add to your project? If anybody's done it, I'm not sure if anybody has.
I'm noticing Atari over there is changing his avatar once every second.
Say what? Is it Zero?
That's Atari Historians, yeah.
Yeah, I see. Hey there.
I think that the video you're showing is, it's just a basic day-night cycle. So the flare's nice, but I can't see any shadows at all.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't find the greatest video, obviously. So, so definitely would be nice to see something better,
Well,
but that's...
I've got something, I think. The one
Yeah, if you want.
I used to get my room to work. Or I used to start with it. Wait a second.
Yeah, shoot me that link. Let's pull that up.
Oh,
and audience.
Should I paste
sorry.
it or should I send it to you?
If you put it in Skype, I can grab it there. And while we're pulling things up, audience, just a reminder to, feel free to ask questions, chime in if you're curious or interested about doing any of this, or just have some tips on some stuff that you may have done in Unity or how to get into it. Please share.
Well, I have to go, sorry to jump in, I'm going to go pick up my wife here in a few minutes, but I'm going to post this video up on Reality Check VR on YouTube, and I've got some of my projects that I did in for Mazer Quest with Leap Motion. I'm a newbie when it comes to Unity, but I basically watched a bunch of videos of, cool, developers that posted the material, and I created a whole little maze and I guess a rain kind of environment, and I guess just being able to watch other people's videos on YouTube and go to the asset store. The asset store is huge, although I didn't find that out till later. And just being able to, I guess, get into the scripts and play around with things is just the easiest way. But I guess having this right here, the VR chat, is going to be essential for any developer to be able to come in and ask questions direct. But also Reddit, of course. I use Reddit as well to get instant answers, and that's always a nice tool for developers. So.
Hey, Reality Check, was Mazer Quest the one with the aliens and using the leap motion to move the balls out of the way in the maze and all of that?
Yep, that's right.
That was awesome, man. It was really well done. I enjoyed
appreciate it, man. That was by far the first thing I'd ever done on a computer with that stuff. As soon as I got the Oculus Rift, actually the reason I got it was because I wanted to sit there and develop with stuff, and it was also an excuse to play with games in my free time. So, no, I appreciate getting that feedback. That really means a lot. So, definitely, man.
Well, come back on Sundays at 4 p.m. We're all back on that day on a regular basis.
That's
yeah,
right.
4 p.m. Pacific.
Alright, I'm Central Time here, so I'm in Missouri, so I'll figure that out. But definitely, I will see you guys later on. Appreciate the information. You guys have a great rest of the episode. So.
Yeah, I'm glad you come out. So it's Reality Check VR. That's your channel.
Yep. It's yeah, you can usually just type that in on YouTube. It should pop up. You'll see an Oculus Rift attached to a guy's head, so that's how you'll know. All right.
Well, welcome and come back soon.
Definitely. Thanks, guys. You have a good one.
See ya.
I'm gonna walk away now, and hopefully eventually Master Chief and Violet over here. I mean, come on, guys, perfect match.
Oh, I done did it. So there's a hotkey.
There's no stopping now.
There's no stopping it. So the show is not over, but it sounds like it is.
I thought you were giving a climax to his exit.
Oh yeah. We'll put it every time somebody exits the cloud. It'll fade, but it'll still be going on for a little bit. So yeah, I'm still learning how to paste things and not hit other buttons that are hotkeyed, and so some things
that was awesome.
To change there in order for this sort of thing not to happen.
That water looks great.
However,
That day and night cycle is incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Just saw the sun dip beneath the ocean there. It's pretty cool.
I just danced with Master Chief.
VRCHAT?
I just danced with Master Chief.
Beta?
That was amazing.
This video?
That was amazing.
I think so.
Amazing.
Okay, I'm getting Unity files tomorrow.
Oh, script is gone.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye. Can I jump? Can I jump off the... Can I jump off into space?